Hello everyone and welcome to another SCPH replay sent in by the community, and this one is gonna be a TVZ here on Cyber Forest LE. So let's introduce our players real quick as we get on into our game. Here on the top left we got Iskaplif on the red Terran. In the meantime, on to the bottom right we got obAmAsmAmA with all the A's being capitalized, so this has to be some grade A action coming our way very shortly. So anyway guys, how are you doing today on this fine morrow? And we are going to be on Cyber Forest, still one of the older maps in the rotation. I've gotten replaced with the newer map pool. Well, I was honestly a little surprised by Cebol that the map pool has been changed. But you know, patches do come and go, and seasons are changing with waves are crashing. And this time now, Iskaplif, we're gonna go for the scouts. We are back to our, regularly scheduled program. We are back to casting some replays. We had some good times with the Cebol Combine and the qualifiers, so it really goes to show that the might of the PH scene being broadcasted, being showcased to the entire nation. So anyway, here for obAmAsMAmA, we are going to get our spawning pool, who did go for the hatchery earlier. So looking more for an economy-focused game into this one. SCV gonna scout this out. Iskaplif feeling a little more safe, gonna be able to build out the external wall instead with the Reaper opening. And now the question is, what will Iskaplif transition into? He can always go for the Hellion Reaper opening. He can maybe even rush a air tech unit as well. Besides, of course, the Battle Cruiser, which come later on into the tech tree. He can also build a Liberator, maybe that Viking, to snipe out those Overlords a little quicker. But maybe mech play might be into our future. So with Iskaplif knowing that he is more or less safe, he is going to be able to go for the second command center, the Reaper right now, chasing after that scouting drone. Will get taken down, and before it even touches the ramp, it is going to die. So obAmAsMAmA not going to see the ramp, but already expects it as soon as the Reaper comes on out. Pretty standard stuff for both of our players, and we'll see if this will transition into anything more peculiar. So anyway, I'm really hoping that we get the best of the best for the SEA Games. And I really would love to be able to get the opportunity to cast that if I may be able to do so. As the Reaper right now, I'm going to be able to go for the pokes, wants to go for this drone. It is quite low already. There we go, the hits. And it should be a takedown. No extractor to save the day, but this other drone in a bad spot. Going to go turn into Spore Crawler instead. The real question is, will he cancel that one early? Yes, he does, saving his drone for a little bit of the mineral investment, but Iskaplif should be happy that he's able to get something done out of that one. Anyway, second command center now built up, gonna be turned into an orbital instead. Factory gonna be into the behind as well, and we're just waiting for the starport to come on out at the same time. So the wall gonna have reactor tech. It is gonna be about double pumping units. He does have 2 marines at the ready, and we'll be able to bunker on up onto that second. Now the real question is, what is obAmAsMAmA gonna be up to? I don't really see any armies from him so far besides those queens. He has the Overlord ready to go for the scouts. Able to just get a little bit of that vision here on that second base, probably seeing a little bit of those mules. But obAmAsMAmA playing the first world system, gonna play the economy, trying to get that third up and running. In the meantime, it's all just queens here and now for obAmAsMAmA. I haven't really even seen the Zerglings as of yet, but here they go running on by. Will be rally pointed to more or less the front lines, and looking to just keep expanding. This game has turned into whoever can get the most territory in the new frontier. So overall, it's a quiet night in Cyber Forest LE. The holograms are shining, the trees are pining on away. And overall, we are just waiting for any action to come our way. Will this just become a passive fiesta? Let's try to actually speed this up a little bit and see what's going to be going on. The Viking, though, take care of that Overlord. In the meantime, it is really just going to be about that production. Keep an eye out on the tabs. We are going to get potentially some medevacs here and now. More backs along the way. Another command center as well. So going for the third Iskaplif is In the meantime, obAmAsMAmA not really doing much. He's all about checking on up. We'll go for a Spire play with 3 bases. But for now, the Vikings scouting around. Overlord is going to be safely there onto the western side. We are getting more and more bases here and now from our 2 players. It has turned into a game, guys, that is just worth fast forwarding for because no one wanted to make the first move. Sometimes in an RTS it just happens. NR20, no rush. All about getting 200-200. All about waiting for one another to do something. But it seems like our first bit of action will start by the 6-minute mark. As we do have this medevac flying on in. Gonna be dropping down those Marines. Still, I did see metabolic boost there from obAmAsMAmA, but he hasn't really done anything with it as of yet. Instead, he has Spore Crawlers at the ready on his main and his secondary. His Spore Overlord, though, getting blown up. This Orbit Command gonna be flying on from the main to the third. And honestly, Iskaplif playing this as safe as can be when he doesn't really need to do so. Because obAmAsMAmA not doing much out of this one. He is gonna go for Mutalisk this time, having a lot of workers as well, but they are going down pretty heftily as we do get the drop from behind. Here comes the Zerglings. Oh, the Queen gonna get the kill there, and then with some help from the Spore Crawlers, I believe, or was it the other way around? Yes, it was the Spore Crawler getting the hit by the tail end. Iskaplif loading those poor Marines just for them to die. A little unfortunate into this one. And finally, we are seeing more or less life signs from both of our players as this Mutalisk ball coming the way of Iskaplif is going to be very, very scary. obAmAsMAmA just going to be waiting for the smackdown here and now. Looking at the army supply, still ahead here for obAmAsMAmA is, but he is going to try to go for the hits. The Viking right now facing off, the Marine's going to point up, and you don't have enough of that critical mass for the Mutalisk. You can't have just 4 of them flying on around in the face of Marine Marauder and Medevacs. It's just too much for the Mutalisk against the MMM, and seems like 3 M's is just better than 1. But for now, it seems like obAmAsMAmA has gotten the momentum and has gotten the memento, as he is gonna be sending in more Mutalisk this time. He does have a dozen of them flying on around, and we'll see if it's gonna get any significant damage done into this game. Now, for now, we still have Iskaplif on 3 bases. He is heavily supply blocked. Every time he builds one, he is immediately supply blocked by his production. So he has to have a little more in the bank. But for now, what is this greed here for obAmAsMAmA? He is going to go for a 4th and a 5th and a proxy hatchery as well on his main. So honestly, 6 hatcheries is the way to go. obAmAsMAmA feeling that he can keep the reinforcement cycle way heavy. But now Banelings gonna morph on up. Interesting rally point. Going to defend instead. So where are these Banes really gonna go? They are gonna go on the trip on their favorite rocket ship. The Mutalisk in the meantime just flying above them. A little bit of the all-army command here and now for obAmAsMAmA. But honestly, for Banelings, what will they even do into this game? You're heavily invested onto Mutalisk. They might just be a little bit of, hi, I'm here kind of setup. But for now, we do get a scan. Baneling Nest is gonna get spotted. Zerglings are running northward. And what will Iskaplif do? Will he transition to a more defensive position? Will he just leave his units here and now? It seems like this must be the crescendo coming. And screw Zerglings. We're going full Banes here and now off the ground with Mutalisk up on top. So Glaive Worms and just big acid heads coming our way. For now though, let's talk a little bit of the economy. +2 coming our way for obAmAsMAmA on the infantry. Weapons and defense, +1 on melee, +1 on carapace, +1 on flyers, rolling speed as well for obAmAsMAmA. But in the meantime, combat shield will be very useful against Banelings. And we are going to see the rotation here from Iskaplif. So he is going to go for the 3rd base, wants to get rid of the tech, wants to get rid of the expansion, and this poor Baneling will go down immediately. The hatchery right now getting focus fired will be hefty. The drone's going to get pulled, but Iskaplif going to decide to play bouncer instead, giving chase. Where is the army? Here comes the Zerglings right now from behind. The Mutalisk is going to be there as well. The hatchery does go down. And the Phalanx right now rolling on in. The roly-poly-olies getting some perfect hits. And the Medevacs do get the load, but it's just not gonna happen. obAmAsMAmA having the perfect composition against Iskaplif right here, right now. And what a clash there from obAmAsMAmA. Iskaplif thinking he had the opportunity, but obAmAsMAmA sacrificing that hatchery for the greater good. And now he can go for another one. He has so many bases already. We do get the cancel of the old command. The command set to try to fly away, not gonna happen. And in the meantime, we are getting Burrow of all things for obAmAsmAmA, but he is playing Mutalist, so what is really the point? Will he transition into Infestor Tech or some Roaches? That's going to be the real question right here, right now. The thing about Roaches though, they don't really scale too well into the late game. You might want to build something else. And speaking of something else, we are still on Lair Tech here for obAmAsmAmA. He wants to play the Mutable with some Zerglings on the floor. Respectable. Always fun to play Mutalist in the first place. And in the meantime, Iskaplif, given the opportunity to actually regroup, recoup, and recycle those units back online. Mules keeping the steady pace, the steady tide of resources going his way. And obAmAsmAmA just being a little bit of bitch right here, putting the creep in place on to that expansion. So for now, Iskaplif cannot use that one. The Banelings will get scanned. The Zerglings are going to be out in front. And here we go with the choose again. One big hit. Looking for a second. Oh, a huge hit there from the Baneling onto the Marine Ball. And this has to be Iskaplif deciding he has to change his tech or he will just die. Vikings not doing much against this one. Here we go to be a beautiful Widowmine hit though from the side of Iskaplif, but it just ain't gonna be enough. Utilists are tanky enough to survive one hit. Rapid regeneration gonna be very, very useful as well into the next fights. Overseer though, going for the tank. Now the Mule is taking care of the Marines, wants to go for the refinery as well. And now I'm waiting, just watching to see if a Widowmine is going to come our way. Seems like it's not the case. And this is your standard Zerg Flyer fanfare right here, right now. Mutalists, of course, are more mobile, are more micro-intensive. But they will be able to pack a punch in terms of that splash damage. Unfortunately though, the Vikings are back. The Mules have to retreat. But obAmAsmAmA getting some really decisive hits into that second base. A little bit of reset here and now, but obAmAsmAmA looking for the scout, loses one more Mutalist along the way. And why is he actually going for the missile turrets are? He can just go northward instead. Could have been the show there and then just go for the rotation. He is desperately going for the starport, but he's throwing his lead away because these Mutalists are going down and it's 1 HP energy. What are you doing, obAmAsmAmA? Come on, this is why your son isn't the president anymore. You don't need to run them in anymore. Terran buildings do catch on fire and they burn down to a crispy, juicy state. For now, those Zerglings are on a good spots onto that third, munching their way to victory. Missile turrets are in set on up. The Mutalists trying to play bouncer, but it's just isn't gonna be enough. The Zerglings right now will get corralled. They are desperately going for the orbital command. The Viking might get caught here, and now one will go down. The other one try to face off, and the Marines cleaning up the Zergling infiltration. But now these three Marines try to stay alive. But look at the Mutalist here for obAmAsmAmA. He has running out of mutas here and now. From almost 2 dozen to only a dozen left and more. Reinforcement cycles coming the way of our Mutable. But overall, obAmAsmAmA screwing himself into that one, wasting so much for one starport. He was so good already. He was in such a good spot. But he just threw it all away. Threw it all away there, and Iskaplif given an opportunity back into this game. So pay attention to the resources. obAmAsmAmA has a lot of minerals in the bank. So you can obviously go for a lot of Zerglings just in case he needs some units. He is going to need a little more gas into this one. Usually you go for the 2 base Mutalists all in, more or less. But with more bases means more gas and you can keep the cycles going. Now, as a Zerg player, you can always transition into Hive Tech to go for Great Inspire, Broodlord, Corruptor a little better than the Mutalists flying on around, and Broodlords are so scary of a unit. With Infestors to boot as well. And now here we go to Zerglings. The Mutalists running in by and doing absolutely no damage. Iskaplif holding his ground steady. obAmAsmAmA playing the move command instead of the attack move. And this time, the Blue Hand Zerg forced back on out Iskaplif. Feeling that blood is in the water, and this is perfect time here from Iskaplif. He is gonna go for the attack. Still a big army coming his way, but this might be the opportunity that he's looking for. Because here we go with the brawl. He is in the lead in terms of the army supply, and that will be more units going on down. One Marine on behind. Here we go to Star Step as well, trying to get away from the Spine Crawlers, trying to micro them out. But obAmAsmAmA not microing at all apparently. The Zerglings are just running onto the other base, and into the main goes Iskaplif. It's time to go for the aggression. It's time to push all the way up the ramp. And it's time to take care of this main base. The Queens right now gonna go down. One will die. Make that a second. Make that a third. Here we go with the stim pack as well. But they need to take care of the Spark. Oh, the Bayless and Mulas are back in action. The Vikings are gonna be there. And still, obAmAsMAmA having the scariest composition against Iskaplifs. But he does use up a lot of gas into that one again. And he's losing hatcheries for free. Honestly, obAmAsMAmA having the right idea, but the execution, oh, okay, don't need to waste banelings there, but sure, whatever. They do get blown up, and now we see a transition. 28 over 16 workers. Can you spell saturation, mate? Saturation. S-A-T-U-R, Zerg. Yeah, Marines, missile turrets coming our way. Iskaplif still sticking on with that bio. And SimCity just in full production right now. We are getting more Vikings. Interesting, we are not going to get any kind of fusion core tech. Battlecruiser seems like going to be a pesky option against the opposition. Staying Viking too long might not be the best. But still has been working out here for Iskaplif. For now though, +3 coming our way for the infantry. And in the meantime, the mule going for the minerals as well. And obAmAsMAmA has been extending his borders all throughout, but it might be time to reel it back. You already have 50 states. Do you even need cyber force in that one? It's way too much. But now, speaking of too much, or as I would want to say, too little. In the 130 plus supply obAmAsMAmA has, only 57 of that is army. He is really good on the work count, yes, but he needs a lot more than that to keep up with his opponent. He has so much minerals and gas in the back. You can obviously go for a dozen and more mules with a lot of Zerglings along the way. Just needs to keep the larva in check. Needs to keep the larva in a good number. We do get a scan. We are going to see the hatchery turn into a lair one more time. But staying stuck on tier 2 might not be best. And it's such a late Roach Warren. 17 minutes into the game, that's the only time you go Roaches. Mate, what are you doing? What is the point? I'd rather go Infestation Pits into Ultralisk instead, into that Greater Spire. But now we are going to see both sides going for the attack. Here we go to Banelings, wants to go for the SCVs. Easy hit one. Boom! Goes the Dynamite! And that's a huge worker count lost there for Iskaplif. But at the same time, obAmAsMAmA using a lot of Banelings as well. The Mule's now all alone. The ground is completely left to dust there for the Zerg Swarm. And obAmAsMAmA gonna lose out on his army again. What is going on with our blue Zerg? He had the lead, he had the opportunities, but he's been shitting the bed so far, so hard into this game. What can you even do? I would just love to tell obAmAsMAmA, go Invitation Pit, go Ultralisk, go Broodlord, and just win the whole game out. Anyway, Iskaplif has been doing a pretty admirable job of staying alive as much as possible, of keeping the pressure on, of even going for the attack in many situations. We started off with an absolutely nothing fiesta from the start, and there are really segments that neither side really wants to go for the attack. It seems like both players are quite passive. And for now, what are we getting? Is this like range for bunkers? Is this Neosteel? Or, yeah, I think it's Neosteel, or at least it just makes bunkers better, whatever. It also increases the range, I believe, of BATTLETAG fortresses, so sure, interesting upgrade. But for now, we're finally getting a little bit of a tech switch here from obAmAsMAmA. He's gonna go Corruptor, but at the same time, what can you actually corrupt in the first place? There's so many Marines down below. They are gonna try to shoot the rocks down, Ghost Rifle singing away, trying to get a lot of takers there, and then Corruptors right now scouting along. The Zerg is going to be there as well. The Viking, very strong against the Corruptor, and vice versa. And we'll see though how this is going to pan out. The poor Overload does trap. And Corruptor Roaches this time here from Iskaplif. Now the Roaches, not the strongest against the Marines. They are quite tanky though. They do have armor, so we'll see if the light infantry damage is going to be enough. Strength in numbers, I believe, from Iskaplif. He is supply block. obAmAsMAmA gonna be pretty much maxed out as well. And here we go with the fights. The Vikings facing off against the Corruptors. The Roach is gonna be dropping on down as well to the ramp. And Iskaplif playing the smart, gonna go for the high ground instead. The Roach is forced to retreat along the way. The Queens, though, out of creep, might be caught here. And now one goes down. Make that two! And those obAmAsMAmA really struggling on the micro end. The Marines gonna give chase. The Queens trying to hobble on away. But it's the opportunity here for our Terra player to just win this out outright. 151 supply to 171, but the army is very, very close. And Iskaplif has to make a decision. Will he go for the second? Yes, he is. It seems like that's gonna be the case. Here we go with the brawl again. Just trying to burn each other to a crest. The heals are there, though. The roaches are going down. The Corruptor still shooting at the flyers. But GG is called. And Iskaplif gonna take the win. Gonna enjoy his time to clean up the map. And honestly, obAmAsMAmA losing that one more than Iskaplif winning that one out. It's good defenses there from the Red Terran, but if only obAmAsMAmA played that one a little smarter, Iskaplif would have been on the ropes and would have really have to fight for it. Anyway, GG is called, and I'll see you guys in the next one.